What's up with all my beautiful people out there? It's NiaPhantom back with another Reddit video. Okay.
Hello. Hello. I like to push the pedal. That bitch you wanna settle, but I want the rise forever. I was just stuck in the middle. Now I can do whatever.
What's up with all my people out there? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? As y'all can see by the title, we reading Reddit stories. This is a new segment series I do on my channel. So when we don't have stuff to listen to, when we don't have listening parties and reactions to be doing, we read Reddit stories, and this series / segment is gonna be called #Reddit. I don't know if somebody else has that already, but I could just cross my fingers and pray to God that nobody has it yet. We reading embarrassing moments, embarrassing stories. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. I love you, and I hope your day is going amazingly. Y'all, this the right weather to be reading Reddit stories, just chilling out with y'all, just hanging out. This ain't no uptight video. This ain't no, put together video. This like we just chilling out, kind of like a FaceTime. Embarrassing moment at Barnes and Noble. So basically, I was nerd shamed today. So hold on, I can put on my mic so y'all can hear clearly. Y'all can hear me clearly. 1 second. Embarrassing moment at Barnes and Noble. So basically, I was nerd shamed today. I'm a 21-year-old guy, and I was at Barnes and Noble just browsing around. Wasn't looking to buy, just wanted to read a book or 4 and leave. I grabbed a book and a graphic novel, which is relevant, so keep that in mind, and was amazingly walking around trying to read them, since Barnes & Noble doesn't have chairs there anymore, which I take issue with. Not the point. What? Hello. Okay. Basically, you have a problem with the fact that Barnes & Noble don't have chairs. They don't want for you to just sit down and read. Moving on. So I went down the YA section. I was leaning against the wall reading my Spider-Man graphic novel. I noticed the older guy, he was like mid-late 20s, and a college-age girl coming down that aisle minding their own business looking for books, until 2 other college-age girls came down the aisle. Now, I don't know these girls obviously, but they looked around my age, and they looked like kind of popular, cool, and a little gossipy. Pretty girls. What? He ain't using commas, y'all, so he throwing me for a loop. Pretty girls nowhere near in my league. Anyways, I was again reading my Spider-Man graphic novel against the wall. Now, I'm only about 5'9.5", 5'10" on a good day, and I do look kind of nerdy. I was wearing a Star Wars shirt and I wear glasses. One of the girls was shorter than me, but close to my height, looking about 5'7"-ish, and the other girl kind of towered over me, looking at minimum 5'11". So I guess as I was reading my graphic novel, and I guess I was not paying attention, and the girls told me to move, and I admit I didn't hear them. I was just engrossed in my graphic novel. Then the taller one snapped her fingers and said, "Hey dweeb, can you take you and your dorky comic books somewhere else?" Y'all, I really trying to keep it together. Now I feel like she towers over me because she's way taller than me. So I move and look around as the other guy and the other girl just look at me, and my face is beet red and humiliated. Now, I don't typically stick up for myself like this, but I was just filled with humiliation, and I stuttered out and said, "It's not a comic book. It's a graphic novel."
I don't like where this is going.
My dear, his name is Hovercraft on here. Mr. Craft, ain't no way you was trying to back yourself up in this situation. You could be like, "Oh, this ain't a comic book. This is a graphic novel." That'll make it worse. That'll make it worse by freaking 10 times. If you're trying to back yourself up, come with something harder than that, please. Like, tears forming in my eyes right now. Okay. All right. The taller one, literally towering over me, said, "Well, I don't give a dweeb. Take your Spider-Man comic book, graphic novel, your Star Wars shirt, glasses, and clearly never kissed the girl behind, and leave." Y'all, I don't really do all that on my channel because I don't know, who watches me. You feel me? and leave. Bye-bye in the most Regina George way humanly possible. What do you mean humanly possible? Regina George was a human. So I basically sauntered away as the other guy and girl just looked at me, embarrassed for me, and I put my Spider-Man book and graphic novel on a random table and left. So you let them nerd shame you when you decide to take your happy-go-lucky hip home? Hell no. I mean, it ain't no issue with you moving to the side or, excuse me, because I know he was up against the wall standing in an aisle. Obviously, people would like to pass, walk through. So it's like, if you, in a way, little piece, you know, you could scoot down, sit somewhere in a free area where the chairs used to be, something of that nature. But you let them run you out of Barnes and Noble. They send you home. I don't get it. What y'all take on that story is, because me personally, I don't know. I don't want to classify myself as a nerd, but I do like my little graphic novels. I like to read, you know. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. I like learning. I like academics. And being smart, I guess. I don't know. So from my perspective, but then again, some people ain't as hard as me. I don't want to say I hard or like I just some fee-fi full farm girl, but ain't nobody gonna run me out of no bookstore. Ain't nobody running me out of Barnes and Noble. I came in there to read my book and I can read my book. I don't have no problem with moving to the side and letting y'all pass. But, you know, I so sorry Mr. Crawford had to go through what he went through. But moving on. Story was alright. Nothing too crazy. Next, I peed all over my hallway. There was a party at my place and I've been drinking and I was doing okay until I drank a beatbox. Then I blacked out. The next day I get told by my mom that I was in the hallway peeing all over the place in front of everyone and even in my room. And this is why I don't drink. This is why y'all could never get me to drink. Number one, I can't even smell alcohol because it just give me a headache. Like, it definitely ain't happening. I just feel nauseous by just smelling it. So, but in any event, I like to be level-headed, thinking clearly. Nothing altering the way I seen things and thinking and acting ain't happening. I don't do drugs. Will never do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. Will never drink alcohol. Like, things like this, I just can't fathom. Sorry. I read the caption of the next story we have coming up. But yeah, like, how y'all is, like, what's the point of drinking? Because y'all is drink. Y'all is set out, like, it is be y'all objective to go out. I can't even say on a Friday night, because some of y'all is do that every day of the goddamn week. Go out and get sloppy drunk to the point where you blacking out. And then it's turn around and do it the next day. You waking up hungover, sick as hell, feel like you about to die in the next 5 minutes. All because of alcohol. And you could go out and do the same thing the next day. I don't understand, like, what's the point of, you know, drinking? I guess drinking to that point. Because I know some people like to just get a little tipsy, you know, to the point where all of these stress, I guess, dies down. But I can't understand the blackout drunk type of thing. You know? I don't know. I tripped over my own sock and almost sprained my wrist. I was running away from my puppy when my sock, it was long and not rolled all the way up. When my sock got under my foot and I stepped on it, fell, tried to catch myself with my hands, and hurt my wrist. It hurts like a sprain, but it's not an actual sprain, thank God. Edit, hairline fracture, now I have a splint. Let me just make this clear. I already see this happen so much times. I already hear stories like this so much times. Please, if you're about to fall, once it ain't nothing like a friggin', I guess, once it ain't nails, once it ain't knives, once it ain't things that could puncture your body, or like, no, if you fall in this, you definitely getting breakup. Please just leave your hands and arms out of it, because once you try to break your fall with your arm, you breaking the fall, but you also breaking your arm. Like, all of the shock waves, you feel me? All of that resistance and pressure and force coming back up from whatever you falling on, going into your arm. So please, my niece already break her arm like that. This person sprained their wrist like that. Like, don't try to break your fall with your arm or your hand. Just fall. Like I said, if it's something where you have to try and break your fall, then so be it. But that's my 80-year-old religious grandpa. I just said I don't know what age range is tuned into my videos. If you're younger than 18, let's just move aside. Let's just click off the video. This ain't for you. Any of my nieces watching this video, this ain't for you. Okay. My 80-year-old religious grandpa found my dildo. Alright, cool. I just moved. I just moved into a new place and my stuff is scattered everywhere. I'm a mom, so I keep my sexy time toys in a lockbox. Except I have this one hot pink realistic dildo with veins, balls, and everything. It's literally huge. This telling me a lot about you. This telling me a lot about you. It's literally huge. So I've never used it or anything because it's just so ridiculous and large. So why you order it? You think you slick. Don't lie to me. It's been sitting in a box in the bottom of my closet for years, and I honestly forgot it was even there. So when I moved, the box got tossed in with the other boxes. So my pawpaw came by my new place and was helping me go through my stuff. He lifted the hot pink dildo up out of the box and said, "Oh dear heavens. What is this thing? Why is it so big?" And started waving it around. His face was red. My face was red. We haven't spoken of it since. Because why? What you think? Definitely not. Please don't bring that up to me ever again. Just forget you even see that. If he brings it up, tell them. Pa need to get checked out because seems like he's showing early signs of dementia. This ain't cut it. This ain't cut it because I don't remember that happening. Caught begging for money by my date. I was homeless in London in the 19... I'm a little too excited to read this story. Let me pipe down. I was homeless in London in the 90s. Me and a pal was having a pint. What? You homeless and you talking about something y'all having a pint? Alright. In the Fox pub in Soho, we got chatting to two stunning women, and my friend began to tell them utter lies that we were traveling the world as street entertainers. I had a few juggling clubs in my bag and an African drum with me, so it looked possible, I guess. Before long, we was kissing. This person misspelling stuff, so y'all blind me. And as the evening was ending, we all agreed to meet the next evening for a more thorough rendezvous. Happy days. So the next morning, with a spring in my step, I headed for the West End in order to sit down with... Let's read this first, and then let me read it through so I can make sense of it and then tell y'all. I headed for the West End in order to sit down by my blanket and ask for spare change, as this is how I supported myself back then, and needing money for our date. I was set to put the hours in and hopefully have a great evening. So there I am on Glasshouse Street, blanket and a cardboard sign, homeless, hungry, please help. Not long after, and from out of nowhere, I looked up, only to see my date looking down at me with a confused look. Blank, is that you? Well, with that, I could feel the blood rushing to my head and whole ground. You know the rest. I don't know the rest because I ain't understand what the hell you trying to say. Like, what happened afterwards? What happened after you tell her, yeah, this is me? Like, yeah. I confused. I sharded. Ordered one of those loaded nacho triple cheeseburgers, a 10-piece of spicy nuggets, and a large vanilla frosty. This sound like a shard in itself. Like, this sound like a recipe for a shard. Trusted a fart in the middle of class and was greeted with the wet, hot sensation against my booty cheeks. Proceeded to waltz my way to the restroom and observe the damage. There was lots of what seemed to be a milky white substance that resembled something regrettably familiar. It doesn't look like crap. So does anyone know what the hell it could be? Do I have some kind of disease? Thanks. Milky white substance. Let's think. You had a friggin' large vanilla frosty. At this point, that's the only thing in your system. Large vanilla frosty. And a triple cheese nacho burger. All of that is dairy. So I just feel like with that being the only thing in your system right now, that's what your dookie came out of. I mean, that's what your dookie came out like the frosty. Or I don't really eat frosties like that, but this turning me off from ever wanting a frosty. Lord have mercy, secondhand embarrassment. And this like the worst kind of embarrassment, because it ain't even up to you. It's like you ain't getting embarrassed on your own terms. That's what makes it worse. You can't help yourself. Like, you can't change nothing about the situation. Let's see. Context. My mother is always stressed out. She has extreme anxiety. Okay? My younger brother, who is almost 10, is such a terrible child. Always acting up, getting suspended. I have a feeling where that's going. I hope not. Always acting up, getting suspended, talking mess about other people, and acting like he knows everything. We were just at my grandfather's house, her father's, for Father's Day. If y'all didn't get that, this person telling the story was at their grandfather's house, and the grandfather is their grandfather on their mother's side, so that's their mother's father. I try to break it down for y'all, and I made it more freaking complicated. I'm sorry, y'all get it. It was a small gathering with 2 of her brothers and some cousins of mine. My brother was hell on wheels the entire time, not listening, embarrassing other people with offensive questions, and then my mom snaps. With one of said uncles right there, she throws a water bottle at my brother and goes on a rant about his son and how my brother acts just like him. His son is 6, super annoying and nasty, a bad kid, and keeps going on and on with my uncle right there behind her. I kept tapping her arm to get her to stop, and Lord have mercy, everyone is staring at her in shock. She then realized he's right behind her because she thought he had already left. His kids weren't there and it was just him. But see, that's why you don't talk with people. That's why you don't talk with people. And when you at family gatherings, especially, how you at a family gathering trying to talk about a family member, one way or the other, he would have found out that you doing the most. Why does it seem so gloomy? Should we leave it like this, or should we put the ring like, yeah? Because I feel like this looks like I just in the middle of the night trying to film a video. Does that add to the vibe, or let me get the ring light? Is this okay? I don't know. Like I was saying, you at a family gathering, one way or the other, it was going to get back at uncle, whether he was standing behind you or not. So what was the point? What was the point? And why is this something that you've never told him to his face in the first place? I don't know. Maybe I just too out there and bold, because if something like this was on my chest, I would have told them already. Both my brother and our cousin are bad kids. The fact that she kept going on and on with his father standing right there. My face was so hot as I saw everyone was holding their hands over their mouths and eyes wide. Now she's super upset, sobbing, and I don't know what to do to help her feel better. Family gatherings are going to be so awkward now. No, it ain't. Have a conversation. Tell moms, have a conversation with uncle, okay? I don't know how old you are, but please. Because... And why is she crying? You just dragged my child through the friggin' mud. I ain't feel sorry for you. Like, no, I don't feel sorry for you. Yeah, my child bad. Yours bad too, or whatever. You think they act the same? Okay, cool. But why you crying? You bad mouth my child and expect me to feel bad for you. I don't even know what to tell her at this point. This says accidentally horribly racist. So about a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, run up on that nigga. Anyway, so about a week ago, my boyfriend and I were walking down a side street and we noticed there was a construction sign. One of those metal, easily movable ones that has a weight at the bottom. It was lying on its side, sort of in the main walkway side of the sidewalk. Stay with me all, please. We walked past it and we crossed paths with a much older looking man. 70s or 80s at least. And a few seconds later, we hear a loud metal clang on the ground. I hope he ain't tripped down over that. We're both terrified he is tripped on the construction sign. When we turn around to see, he was just trying to move it out the way. We turn back relieved, and I say, oh my God, that was so scary. And I noticed there was a police car on the other side of the street. So I jokingly say I was about to call the police, not in an urgent way, pointing to the police car. I do not notice, however, that a young black man just so happened to turn around and look at me, standing directly in between the police car and my pointing finger as I said loudly to call the police. I was immediately mortified and shut up while my boyfriend was also telling me to be quiet. As we walked past the poor guy, I tried to say loudly, I meant call the ambulance, to make it clearer that I was talking about the old man and not the innocent black man just crossing the street. Anyways, I really hope he didn't think much of it and ignored what happened because I still feel horrible about it many days later. Damn. Bad timing. Terrible timing, actually. Because we already know how that could go. That could have gone downhill real quick. But I'm glad you was one of them who ain't afraid to speak up, I guess. Little intermission. My boyfriend wanted to send y'all a voice note from my vlog. And my vlog was like last week. That happened like last week. So he sent a voice note again. So it could be in this video this time. Because he didn't send it in time the last time. Anyway.
What's going on video, you feel me? I've been trying to say y'all for a couple of days now. But we are doing good, you feel me? Have the positive attitude always just now. You can keep stopping every way. Stay up.
He said, have a positive attitude. I don't know why he mumbling. Young man, I don't know why you mumbling. Like, I over here, I trying to translate as if you ain't speaking English. Goddamn, you chewing your words. All right. Anyway, he say, what's up, y'all? Keep a positive attitude. Don't let nothing keep you down for too long. Let's get back to the task at hand. I feel like a bad person for laughing at this, but the caption say, or the subject said, the same girl fainted on me 3 times. I just feel like that's so funny. What? And it was the question mark and the exclamation mark would make it funnier for me. I don't know. Emojis and different things is just make a joke funnier. To tell this story, we have to go back a few years. I, 15, and a male at the time, was sat in science class watching a video and doodling in my book as usual, as I felt my science partner at the time put their head on my shoulder. As a socially awkward, quiet kid, of the class that kept to myself. I didn't know what to do and froze until she slipped under the table and I jumped back. Again, I have social anxiety, so I just pointed at her instead of saying anything when the teacher asked me if I'm okay. The class then erupted and chaos ensued, with most kids running out of the class and me just stood there staring at the girl who was now laid out on the floor. She woke up and was taken out of class, and class then resumed. The second time, she said that she faints when she sees blood. Hold on, okay, the science class. Let's, The second time, she said that she faints when she sees blood and needles, so asked to leave as she was leaving. Commas, damn it. So asked to leave. As she was leaving, she walked past my chair and fainted. I panicked and moved without thinking to try and catch her. My spider sense was not on my side as I am not particularly strong, so as she fell, she twisted my stool and dragged me off the chair, so I ended up on the floor with the girl on top of me in one of those stereotype anime situations. I panicked and not wanting to cause issues, I pushed her off and got up. The class then again erupted into chaos and laughter like last time. They laugh? Damn. Her friends called me a hero for catching her. He didn't catch her. She friggin' yuck him down with her. I didn't like the attention and just wanted to blend back in. She was okay and got to go home early. The third and final time it happened, she asked to leave and this time fainted and fell onto my back. At this point, I just wanted to dig a hole and die. I was hunched over. I'm sorry. See? Y'all know, I love y'all at this point. I adore y'all. Everybody who's watched me and support me is like, I like this when it comes to y'all. Y'all have my attention for sure. Cause I see a comment come through just now. I shut right up. Fumbling on the damn story, trying to read the comment. We can save you for later. Give me a few minutes, my dear. What's your name? Celine Kaylin. I got you. Anywho, back to what I was saying. I using this to keep my eye on where I'm supposed to be because not having punctuation stressing me out. So, okay. I just wanted to dig a hole and dive. I was hunched over, drawing yet again so she didn't fall and just stay there. This was the third time this month and I didn't move because I didn't want her to fall, so her friends came and got her off my back. The class didn't care as this turned into a common situation, but it was still awful for me. What happened to her? I know some people, me included, I scornful as hell, but I ain't scornful to the point where those things have me passing out. Like, I get nauseous and I'd be ready to regurgitate, but not to the point where I passing out and fainting, and this happening back to back for her. Like, how does it get that bad? Can a doctor who's watching this comment down below? Like, let me know, because if I start researching it, I could be researching, like, I could be hyper fixated on that one thing, and I don't really want that to happen to me right now. I have too much going on. So let me know in the comments. So her friends came and got her off my back. Alright, cool. The class didn't care as this turned into a common situation, but it was still awful for me. The girl and I have never been good friends and didn't talk much, but she said I had permission to tell this story, so I hope you enjoy my misery. I wish she had commented on this post, because I need to hear from her standpoint. Like, what is going on in your mind? Like, do you know that you're about to pass out before you do? Like, do you have a feeling, or does it just happen, like, and you gone? Anybody who passed out before, let me know. Like, anyone. It don't have to be from, or passing out from being grossed out or whatever. Anything, just let me know. Just say I wrote my 15-year-old girlfriend a pornographic letter. We ain't gonna read that, but it just had me like, what the hell going on? Like, what? These subjects ain't really drawing me in. It ain't really drawing me in. I sorry. I take that back. Forget I say that. I lost the tonsil stone in a kiss. I was picking at a tonsil stone with my tongue for days and couldn't shift it. Fast forward to last Saturday night, and I was hitting first base with a woman I'd been on a date with. So this guy, I presume. All of a sudden, I felt it dislodge, and her tongue picked it up off the inside of my mouth. So you ain't just lose the tonsil stone like you don't know where it gone. This touch her tongue. I would have definitely thrown up. Why my heart rate picking up, bro? I don't even want to reread that. You all know exactly where we left off. She retracted it like she had found a hair in her mouth, but then spit it out. The worst thing was she didn't keep kissing me and started talking about something else and didn't even mention it. Well, duh. She trying to forget the horror she just went through. She trying to forget that she just experienced a freaking real life nightmare. I feel like this is an intro to a horror movie. And like the tonsil stone had some kind of deadly disease stored inside of it or something. You really a zombie. Like, I just feel like this is the intro to some kind of thriller or horror. Of course she don't want to talk about that again. I don't blame her. Topic change. Like, how was your day? What you do before you come here? Like, what your favorite color is? Something. Like, bro. Y'all, I don't even know. I hate the fact that I want to read this. Like, the subject says I had to poop in a Dunkin' bag. Y'all, as bad as I want to scroll past this, I just have to know. I'm sorry. Picture this. I'd rather not. That's a crazy way to start a story like this. I don't think I want to picture this. I'm sorry. It's a Sunday morning, and you've just had some Dunkin' delivered via DoorDash. All is well. You eat your food and scroll on TikTok when all of a sudden you get the cramps. You stand up to go to the bathroom, but as you're putting on your slippers, your roommate walks into the bathroom. The dookie countdown already began, but you ignore it and try to keep scrolling. Your hands begin to sweat as the cramps roll throughout your body. You put your phone down. Y'all, when you have the dookie so bad to the point where you can't even focus on nothing else, just how terrible you feel right now. Like, you just know you want to hit the bathroom. Like, you can't think about nothing else. That's a different kind of dookie right there. You can't even use your phone on the toilet. That's the dookie where you sitting on the toilet and you freaking shivering and shaking back and forth. You can't take it, bro. Like, damn, they crazy. So imagine going through that and not being able to hit the bathroom. That's insane. Your roommate is still in the bathroom. Frantically, you scan your bedroom for options, hoping the unthinkable won't happen. Your eyes meet the Dunkin' bag and you know what must be done. Shame burns your face as you grab paper towels from the kitchen, hoping and praying that the bathroom door opens. But alas, it does not. Walking to your bedroom, you whisper to yourself, I really don't want to do this. Slowly, you lower yourself over the Dunkin' bag and release the contents of your colon. Nice way to put it. The deed has been done. Gathering all the courage you can muster, you take that bag and chuck it in the dumpster. Walking back, you happen upon, I can read it just how they have it. You happen upon not one, but two neighbors exiting your building. You speed by, eyes cast on the ground. Back in your room, you light a candle, and if anyone asks about the smell, you blame it on the cat. Last story. This could be the last one, y'all. And hopefully, this is a crazy one. Do I even show my face in school tomorrow? Let's see. I, female, is still in school. Today in Spanish, we had projects due, and I was already extremely nervous for this project. You had to present your video and give out food. After my video, I was fine. It wasn't anything too bad. It's what comes after that's awful. For context, I have an extreme dairy allergy, and eating it could send me into the hospital or just getting sick from both ends. Anyways, as this kid was presenting his food, chicken fried rice, I began eating it casually. Then I see him add 2 whole sticks of butter. I guess she mean I see him add 2 whole sticks of butter. This freaked me out. I asked him, does this actually have dairy? Just double checking. He nodded his head, yes. I stood up and went to the restroom. I had to stick my fingers down my throat to regurgitate it before I digested it. My teacher and classmate then came down into the bathroom, and this is when I realized people were making this a huge deal. When I went back into the classroom, everyone was just staring at me. Suddenly, class ended and I was leaving all the guys behind me. Started saying, this is decently placebo effect. She wouldn't have had a reaction to it if she didn't know it didn't have dairy. Things like that. It really made me so embarrassed. I started to cry when I got alone or saw my close friends. Be honest, guys, will people remember this in a week, or will I be known as the girl who overreacted? I don't think it's a placebo effect. I really don't. It's just, as somebody who has an allergy, I guess, to certain things, or to... Y'all don't laugh at me. I don't really care, but I can't have onions. So if I'm eating something and I don't even have to see. Like in her case, she saw a homeboy handling butter and she decided to ask him. I don't even have to see nobody handling onions. Like if I eat and something just tell me onions might be in this dish, I'd ask. You know? So I just feel like that's what she went through. And if you have a dairy, this gonna make me mad. If you have a dairy allergy and you see somebody who just made you a dish, they just made you a plate. That's the person who's supposed to be presenting a food and dishing out their food, meaning they made it. If you see them handling milk, cheese, butter, you can ask them like, hey, I see you dealing with whatever. Any dairy in this meal would you give me? Or, she just trying to double check, especially as somebody who I can leave this in. Especially as somebody who has an allergy that can send you to the hospital, you double checking. So for them dudes who trying to embarrass her for it, kick rocks, bro. Kick rocks. And you go to school and you hold your head high, because you ain't gonna let nobody psych you. Don't let nobody psych you. You allergic to dairy, you can't have dairy. That's just what it is. Let's read the comment actually. I ain't forget about you, Celine. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, just hanging with me this evening. It's 5 o'clock. I go into the gym in an hour and I say, let me hang with my people. Let me hang with my folks. Let's read some Reddit stories. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's see. She said, well, I asked the question in the comment because we was talking about Chapel Roan. I was asking if I should react to just the official song that they were recommending to me or the live performance that she did on the Jimmy Fallon show. And Celine was basically telling me that she would enjoy if I react to the one on the Jimmy Fallon show, the performance. And Celine, girl, I already did that. If you watching this video, the Chapel Roan video has already been posted. It was posted before this one. So tune in, enjoy yourself, have fun, But yeah, with that said, I love y'all and I'll see y'all in my next video. Toodles.